Welcome to 31 days of your scrapbooking Q&As. Today's sponsor is Gossamer Blue, my favorite scrapbooking kit club with different kits for different types of scrappers. Head on over, check it out. Always at a discount, always with great service. GossamerBlue.com. Today's question comes from Brenda, who asks, I have been scrapbooking for 14 years and am not very motivated because my pages always seem the same. Partly because I have a husband, 2 boys, and a male dog. You may already see where I am going with this. I am stuck with the same team colors for sports, same blues and browns for general, red and green for Christmas. I did use some pink paper with Easter eggs for an Easter layout and have tried to use pattern paper for borders or to frame my pics. I want to spend more time scrapping, but what can I do to change my colors and keep masculine pages? So Brenda, that is a great question. I have a couple suggestions for you. One is to shift your mindset. We often think, okay, pink, purple, those are girl colors. Blue, green, those are boy colors. And if I'm scrapbooking a boy, it's got to be blue, it's got to be green, it's got to be brown. Not true. Nick Howard, who is a very, very well-published and well-respected scrapbooker down in New Zealand, who's taught at True Scrap 4 times, I think it is now, she has in her mind that she's scrapping a page and she's going to use whatever she wants on that page. So she'll do boy pages that have glitter and lace and vintagey and flowers, and it looks fabulous. It's just that mindset shift that you can do whatever you want, that there really are no rules. There's no scrapbook police standing over your shoulder saying you cannot use flowers on a boy page. That's just not the way it is. You can use whatever you want on those pages. So that's the one thing I want you to do. Shift your mindset, get rid of all the preconceived notions, and realize you're scrapbooking for you as much as for everybody else. So use what you like to do. And if limiting yourself to a certain color palette is keeping you from scrapbooking, I think everybody would much rather see you scrapbook using whatever colors you want than choosing their favorite colors on a page. I can't imagine creating pages that were just green for Kinsey because she loves the color green, or just purple for Callie because she loves the color purple, or just blue for John because that's his favorite color. I don't do that. I go with what I feel like using for that page, what the colors make me feel inside, what the photo calls for, what the emotion the page calls for. And sometimes that means I use red on a girl's page, use red on a boy's page, blue on a girl's, blue on a boy's, even bringing in pinks and grays and some lighter colors on boy pages. I've done it all. And scrapbook for you, because like I said, the important thing is capturing your story. And if you're holding yourself up because you are no longer enjoying it, you need to get past that. Push all the rules aside, all the expectations aside, and do what makes you happy. Now, that being said, I don't expect you to see you shift from these brown and blue pages or brown and green pages all the way over to pink and yellow for your boys. I'm not expecting that. But what you can do is bring elements of that into your page. Instead of using just brown and green, do brown and yellow. There are some more golden colors that are a little more masculine and less pastel-y, a little stronger colors. Think in terms of contrast as well. So even if you use something like an orange, pair it with a blue. So there's a contrast there that gives it a more strong feeling rather than a soft, gentle feeling like you might expect on a baby page or a more feminine page. Also, think in terms of what we used to call at Simple Scrapbooks, the gallon, quart, pint. And it was talking about paint and then bringing that into your scrapbooking page, but it was talking about choosing one primary color, one secondary color that you would use less of but still a significant amount, and then a third color that you would use just a little touch of. So maybe you use navy and brown as your primary and secondary colors, and then you bring in a little bit of pink. That is totally okay. Or a little bit of gray. Mix it up a little bit. Add in just touches of those colors that are making you happy, whether it's a purple or a red or a yellow or an orange. Bring those in a little bit and maybe through your pattern paper. So maybe you have a lot of strong elements, background paper that's brown. You bring in a blue, a navy or something like that, or even a light blue. And then you bring in a third color by using a pattern paper that includes the first 2 and sprinkles of the third as well. So sprinkle that in, bring it out in accents. It doesn't have to be the primary color on the page, but you can bring it in. Also, If you want to use things like ribbon and flowers, look for the burlaps, the textures, the canvases, the stronger textures that are going to give you that contrast on the page and again make it feel a little more masculine. Something else I suggest is looking at contrast. So if you look at the color wheel, look for colors that are opposite each other and play with those contrasts. Like red and green is a contrast. That obviously says Christmas, but blue and orange. But if you look at a color wheel, the ones that are opposite each other are going to be the contrasting colors. So look at those. That can creates contrast in the page and gives it a stronger feel. Something else you can do is maybe you're using browns and maybe you're using blues or browns and greens. Look at that whole spectrum of browns. Look at the whole spectrum of greens. So you have everything from a very, very dark chocolate brown through a khaki, through a craft, up to a very pale beige. You don't have to stick with just one brown. Same with the greens. Look at my wall in the back. That's a green. You could use that on your page with a dark brown, and that would look really cool and maybe make you feel a little more excited about what you're playing with. So look at all tones within and all shades within a color family. So don't limit yourself just to navy and chocolate brown. Mix it up a little bit. Look at those different shades and different tones. One final thing I want to say is that we have had a fantastic class on this very topic from Jennifer Gallagher for True Scrap 4. It was the boys are back in town creating masculine and manly scrapbooking pages, and I'm going to link it on the show notes below this video with a special discount through the end of the month if you want to grab that. Jennifer has some fantastic suggestions for accents on masculine pages, ways to bring some additional embellishment and things like that into a boy or masculine page without making it feel too frilly or too fluffy, but still making it a lot of fun. So check that out. Don't be afraid to play a little bit. Don't be afraid to push the boundaries. Try different color combinations. And again, do it so it makes you happy. Because if you're going to stop scrapbooking because you're sick of the colors, something needs to change. So give yourself permission to use whatever colors you want. Even if that's pink and orange, go for it. Thanks very much. I'll see you guys tomorrow.